So, does weed impact your life insurance rates? Specifically, can you get approved as a non-smoker if you smoke, ingest, or vape marijuana? That's what we're going to cover in this video. Stay tuned. Hey guys, how you doing? Jack the Life Man here. Well, a lot has changed in Canadian society recently, and that can impact your life insurance rates in a good way. And so in this video, what we're going to discuss is how life insurance companies are evolving with the new changes and how that can impact you in a positive way. And so if you want to get some further information, you can actually just visit my Lifeman channel, my Lifeman website. There's a link directly below. Just click on there. You can have either a direct chat with me, or you can either text me or email me, whichever way, if you have any questions at all, and we can go further into examining what your needs are, obviously. So jumping right into it, what I did was I went to 8 different companies, and I'm just gonna look at my little notes here. And I inquired with 8 different companies and obviously 8 different underwriters on what their stance is currently. And in a very positive way, things have changed. So right now, for marijuana, pot smokers, weed smokers, whatever you want to call it, or even ingesting, vaping, things have changed. And so I wanted to go through what the company's responses were and how that affects you. Obviously, I think it's information that people are seeking. In fact, a lot of people are asking me about this as of late. So that's what we're going to discuss here. So why don't I jump right into it? So I'm not going to give you the company's names, because I've noticed that every couple months they're becoming less restrained, and I don't want to put false information out there. So I'm going to leave the names out of it, but if you want to contact me directly, I do have the names and I can give you that information, and then we can go from there. So company number 1, their stance was that if a client uses marijuana, he is still considered a smoker. Ingesting it equals smoker. That was the first response from company number 1. So I wanted to give you the bad news first. So that was one particular company. They really hadn't changed their viewpoint on marijuana. They still consider marijuana smokers as smokers, whether you ingest it or vape it, whatever way you use it. So let's move on to some other positive responses. So company number 2, they said that a client who smokes or vapes more than 4 times per week equals a smoker. So obviously, if you're smoking or vaping less than 4 times a week, then you are considered a non-smoker. Good news, right? 4 times per week is the mark there. And edibles, any other form is still considered non-smoker. So right now we have, if you're smoking less than 4 times per week, you're either using edibles and you're using that for 4 times a week, or you're vaping, then it is considered a non-smoker. And I'll tell you folks, that's huge, because not too long ago, I think I put in an inquiry in about 3 to 6 months ago, and that wasn't the case. Vaping, I'm assuming because they don't really have a long history of, the effects of it long term, they considered vaping still to be a smoker rates or getting highly rated, which we'll discuss in a moment. So anyway, that's good news. So that's company number 2. Company number 3, if you vaped, smoked, or eaten, all the same, it's treated all the same as long as it's only a couple times per week. More than that, there would be a rating. And you probably heard me say that now twice. A rating simply means a higher price than the average person. And that's based on, if you're using it daily, it would be a decline. So if you're vaping, smoking, or ingesting, it's treated all the same as long as it's only a couple times per week. So again, getting that non-smoker rate is based on the number of times that you use marijuana, weed, cannabis per week. Company number 3, they allow for 2 joints per week is considered a non-smoker. So there we go, another one based on the number of times that you use it per week. Edibles are the same as above, 2 times per week. Vaping is a non-smoker as well at 2 times per week. And the one key fact here, I would probably say for most of the insurance companies, is that there's no tobacco and no nicotine in whatever you're using. Very important. Company number 5. So they said that for them, the quantity doesn't matter. It's non-smoker unless used with nicotine. And whether it be critical illness insurance or life insurance, they treat it as the same. So that's a pretty good response. We can't take any of these responses as law, but for the most part, now that we have that response, they really, likely will stick with that. So company number 6 says 2 joints per week, with no tobacco or nicotine, obviously. They would still underwrite, and you might get rated or declined depending on the frequency. So they're going to underwrite it. They don't want to give you like a solid answer yet, but it will depend on the quantity for company number 6. Again, if there is medical use for the marijuana, so if there's a reason why you're taking the marijuana, if it's prescribed, obviously if there's a medical history or a medical situation there, they're going to underwrite it, and they're going to underwrite it based on the condition that you're using the marijuana for, which may impact the rates. Edibles, they actually wrote down here 2 per week. So they put, again, a frequency of 2 joints per week with no tobacco or nicotine. So company number 7, they write, the amount of usage doesn't matter as long as there's no tobacco or nicotine. That would give you the non-smoker rates. However, and I went back on this one because I was a little confused, they would give you the non-smoker rates, but based on the usage, they have the right to increase the rate, so they can give you a rating. I don't know how big or how small that is based on the frequency. So they can increase the price slightly or double. It really depends on the frequency. However, you would still get the non-smoker rate. And finally, company number 8. Again, company number 8 says it depends on the frequency, also the medical reasons and the medical purposes, if there is obviously a prescription or if it's for medical reasons, or comorbid risks. It could be a non-smoker, or it could be rated or declined. So again, frequency on all of this plays a huge factor. I'm seeing here from most of the companies, 4 times and under, or for the most part 2 times per week is safe. And that's it. So I wanted to kind of, I know a lot of people are asking about this, and I wanted to open it up, make you see that, you can get non-smoker rates. So if in the past you were rated as a smoker and you're only, using it, let's say 2 or 3 times per week, whether it be, and again, everything has changed with ingesting and vaping and smoking. Before, ingesting and vaping were automatic like smokers. Sometimes they would even decline you. So I encourage you, reach out to me if you've taken out a policy in the past, and we can look at all these companies and see which one might be better for you, might save you some money. Or if you're just looking for life insurance right now, we can look at all 8 companies and see what company kind of fits within your habits. So you can, again, feel free to just look below. You'll see the LifeMan link there. You can click on that link. That'll take you to my site. There is what we call a chat option. So it's a direct chat option, or you can, my contact info is on there. You can email me, you can text me, or you can just call me up and we can go over that together. So feel free to. Take care, guys. I hope that was helpful. I hope you got some information. I know it's been a little clouded in this whole sphere, but it looks like it is opening up, and wanted to give you that information. Have a great day. Take care.